Time now for AM Sports. I am Muftau Nabila Abdullah. The likes of Tariq Lamptey, Daniel Amate, who were making a return to the Black Stars, have pulled out due to injury. Also, Alexander Jiku, Bukari Osuman are all out of the friendly matches. The Black Stars will be playing against Mexico and USA on October 14 and 17. Respectively. According to the Ghana Football Association, the quartet have been replaced by Kingsley Schindler, Jerome Opoko, and Stefan Ambrosius. Schindler and Stefan Ambrosius are currently in camp in Charlotte to prepare for the two games, whilst Jerome Opoko is expected on Wednesday, which is later today. Ghana will take on Mexico on Saturday, October 14, at the Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, before playing the United States of America on Tuesday, October 17, at the Jordis Park in Nashville, Tennessee. Meanwhile, 19 players were available for the training session that happened on Tuesday. On your shot right there is Jordan Ayew, as well as the likes of Ernest Nioma, also in there. Then this is Joseph Edu. All these players were available for the training session, which was led by head coach Chris Hilton on Tuesday in the United States, as the team gets ready for those two friendly matches on October 14 and 17. So October 14 is this weekend, which is Saturday, and 17 is next week, Tuesday. Those friendly matches will happen. That is Inaki Williams, Ali Seidu on your shot, Gideon Mensah, Ernest Nioma, and behind you is also Jonathan Sowa. And then Antoine Semenyo, there's Abdul Salih Samet, and in between them is Ernest Nioma. This is Abdul Samet and Thomas Partey, who is also making a return to the team ahead of those two friendly matches to be played on Saturday and Sunday. This is Joseph Pencil on your shop, and behind Joseph Pencil is Edmond Ado. Now let's move on and talk other stories, and we still continue to bring you stories of Joy Thought Leadership Program, where Daniel Macaulay, who is the executive chairman of McDan Group, has called on the government of Ghana to have a deliberate plan on how it wants to position sports in the country to be able to sell Ghana.
If you looked at the Saudi Arabia model, they are ahead of us in terms of finance, so they can choose to bring the people home. We can have a talent basket from here and control the world. Whenever I talk about leadership, a lot of people think it's an easy thing. Leadership is not an easy thing. If you want to drag government into business, into football, there must be what we call deliberate effort by government. It must be a deliberate effort by government and the political leaders to say, this is the dream, this is where we're going.
Yeah.
Why should Kagame sponsor Arsenal, Rwanda on their shirt? I'm not a marketing person, but there is the need to sell your country.
Of course.
Football has sold Ghana than any other product in Ghana. Where are we coming from? I'm a businessman. By 2030, Saudi Arabia wants to push $22 billion in football.
Yep.
By 2030, we're talking about 7 years from now. And I know they'll go beyond that with the way they have started. What are we doing? What are we running with? What do we have? We have raw talents. I'm a businessman sitting here. How many talent am I developing every year?
Meanwhile, Professor Robert Henson, Pro-Vice Chancellor of the University of Communications and Technology, and also a professor in marketing, he says it is about time Ghana reposition itself to be able to attract the business world.
So I'm very much aware about how a certain brand appeal, a certain marketing acumen builds the sports proposition, whether it's football or basketball or baseball. Yeah. But here's my challenge. I think that when you take the global infrastructure, FIFA, then you have continental infrastructure, then you have the local football associations, I'm not too sure if the interlinkages are to our benefit. I'll explain. We are all jostling for the best football images, the best football propositions, and sometimes I wonder what benchmark. You said the guy looked at his phone and looked at demographics. I was writing. So there's a certain sense in which research, data, insights informs this sort of decision making. I'm not too sure if it's available or not. But I remember he said he was 10. I was younger. I went to Merton. It's right next to the stadium. Then I went to Richard. So I started going to the stadium from as soon as I could even talk. My uncles took me. We used to go that Sunday like 9 a.m. to watch Hassan Kotoko around 3. I remember Hesio Danton and Samson Lamte and because I lived in Osu, I remember Salem Park too. They used to play over there. So I've sort of seen football grow, but I'm not too sure whether it has grown backwards or grown forwards. I'm not too sure because, no, for the life of me, I don't think I was going to go near any football match this weekend, but I saw the Man U miracle. I saw Barca come back to fight before the referee blew his final whistle. Why am I oscillating between the UK and Spain when I live in Legon? I mean, something is not working. Right. Yeah. So I think that if, as locals, we don't consume the football product, who in Serekunda in the Gambia is coming to consume it? Who is coming from Windhoek in Abibat or from Richards Bay in South? No, nobody will consume it. So I think we need to redefine this football proposition at a basic level. And then the youth proposition makes sense. But for me, more than the youth, where's the strategy? I'm not too clear. Maybe you are a sports guy, you can explain to me. But I'm not too clear where the strategy is. Whether it's coach football, or it's regional football, or it's the Premium League. I'm not too sure where the strategy is. But I think that we need to redefine the football proposition and be clear on what we want to achieve. And then for what it's worth, we have beyond the return and after the return and all that. Yeah. I'm not too sure that football is part of our tourism proposition. I'm not too sure. Yeah. But I think that we need to think through this at a broad macro level. And then at a policy level, I agree what we want to do with the sport. It will trickle down into the various substructures. Then football can really make a difference.
Robert Henson there speaking at a Joy Sports and Joy Business Thought Leadership Program at the Labadi Beach Hotel on Monday. Let's talk Ghana football politics now. And President of the Ghana Football Association, Kurt Okrego, has called on the football family to let go the past and embrace the future. According to him, this is about a time they come together as one family if they want football in Ghana to develop.
The 4 years ahead of us is to allow all of us to accelerate our rate of development. And it will not take only me, it will not take only my ESCO, it will take each one of us to let go of the past and open a new chapter of developing our game. A new chapter of bringing love to one another. A new chapter of ensuring that we stretch our hands around our shoulders and say, Midima, we are one.
Meanwhile, on the Ghana Football Association Executive Council, there will be only one female on that committee, and that is the Chief Executive Officer of Berry Ladies, Gifty Owari Mensah, who also doubles as a Deputy Director of the National Service Scheme. And Dr. Randy Abe says it is a shame to have only one woman on the powerful decision-making body when it comes to Ghana football.
It's a shame, and it only means that we need to work harder. And guess what? We've even been able to achieve this because through legislation, we've decided that it's only women who can vie for this position. But even when it comes to women's football, you see that about 99% of the owners of the clubs are male. And a lot of people who even work in that part of the industry are male. And so if we had even opened it up, I'm sure that maybe a woman could not even have come through. And so you would even realize that as part of even deepening this, in the reforms that we've embarked on with respect to our statutes, we're even looking at make some changes, bringing in the position of a second vice and letting that position be just for a woman. And so we're trying. What we need to do is that we need to perhaps be a bit more deliberate. Same way that deliberate act is brought a woman at all cost onto the ESCO, maybe we need to do a lot more and to try and get a lot more women to contest and the other constituents. So you're talking about Premier, Division 1, RFA, the constituent bodies. I mean, we need to try and encourage a lot more women to get involved and also to put themselves up for elections.
And just about a month ago, the Ghana Football Association organized its maiden Ghana Football Association Awards to honor outstanding players in the 2022-2023 Ghana Premier League season. It is the maiden awards ceremony that was organized under this administration led by Kurt Okreku. The prizes that were supposed to be presented to them by one of their sponsors, NASCO, were presented on Tuesday at its office in Ring Road. My colleague Ellen Benai, the Fiamakwa, was there and comes through with this report.
The awards were presented at the Electroland Ghana head office in Accra on Tuesday, October 10, 2023. 2022-23 Ghana Premier League champions, Medeama SC, swept multiple awards in the men's category as they stood out last season. Former Medeama defender Vincent Atenga was presented with the NASCO GPL Player of the Year prize for his outstanding performance for the Mauve and Yellow last season.
Well, first of all, I will thank NASCO for seeing my hard work, and they decided to recognize me. I said, glory be to God, and I would say NASCO has been good throughout the season, giving player of the month, coaches of the month, man of the match awards. I think NASCO has done their very, very best. So I'm okay. I'm okay with it. What I would say is every work you are doing, not in football per se, you need to play with passion. You need to do everything in life with passion, because you don't know who will be there, who will be out there looking at you, and you don't know when your blessing will come. So I will urge all my colleagues that anything you are doing in life, you need to do with passion.
Head coach Evans Adote was also presented with the GPL Coach of the Year award. Abednego Tete was also given his award for being the top goal scorer last season after netting 8 goals for BBNU Gold Stars. In the women's category, head coach of Apem Dakwa Ladies, Joe Nana Adakwa, was presented with his award for being named as coach of the season after guiding his side to retain the title. Maria Ponsa walked home with 2 prizes for being named Player of the Year as well as top goal scorer in the Ghana Women's Premier League last season. Helen Alomenu of Asiam Socrates was also rewarded for being named the discovery of the 2022-23 season. Head of Marketing and Media Relations for NASCO Ghana, Adisa Ibrahim, spoke to Joy Sports.
When you look at our core values, Electroland Ghana Limited's core value, you will see that there's society. I think it's the top or the second. So when we mention society, what we mean by having society as one of our top core value is this. Like, you have these young girls out there that they have decided that they want to go on a positive tangent. They want to go on a very good path. Path here means they have a skill, they have passion, they have the can-do spirit to play soccer, and they've decided to go on that path. So as society being one of our top core values, these are the things we want to reward. Electroland is for society. aside the fact that it's a corporate social responsibility, we love to see that there is development in not only our business, but in the lives of every Ghanaian.
That's your sports for now. We do have more sports stories on myjoyonline.com. One of the topmost stories that happened on Tuesday was the fact that some people in Jamestown are raining curses on the president of Ghana Boxing Authority, Ibrahim Kote Nikwe, for allegedly stripping a belt that was won by one boxer and decided to give it to another boxer because he feels the judges got it wrong and handed the belt to a different person. So we'll have details of that story in our subsequent bulletin. However, we even have some pictures of the women who assembled at the Bronze Boxing Gym on Tuesday, and they were pouring all manner of things on the floor and raining insults and curses on the leadership of Ghana Boxing Authority. This is our wrap up AM Sports here with me, Muftahu Nabila Abdullah. You can head on to myjoyonline.com and read some more sports stories. Those were some of the shots from the Bronze Boxing Gym on Tuesday, and see how they dressed. That was quite interesting. The language behind was so unprintable that we wouldn't let that out on the television or for the audience to hear that. Thank you very much for your time.